Hello, welcome to the program. This is Razib Mahabubul, Country Director, IDP Bangladesh. Insights by IDP is the platform where we talk about international education, scholarships, career, and the future perspectives with the experts from Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Ireland, Canada, and the USA. IDP is the global leader in education services and the co-owner of IELTS. Established in Australia in 1969, IDP operates in more than 60 countries and supporting 100,000 students every year to study in 1,000 universities. In this episode, we are going to talk about Newcastle and the Newcastle University. Today, we are having Andrew Fleming, Regional Manager, International Recruitment, Newcastle University, joining us from Newcastle upon Tyne. Before welcoming Andrew, let's see a glimpse of Newcastle University.
Picking a university is an important decision. If you choose Newcastle University, you're choosing a research-intensive Russell Group founding member that's ranked in the top 130 universities in the world. When you choose Newcastle, you choose to learn at a university that prioritises your well-being, including free one-to-one professional counselling sessions, well-being workshops, a 24/7 tour campus service and more. You choose an unrivaled student experience, from our expert teaching and world-class facilities to the friendly student city we call home. You choose to learn in an environment designed to not just create graduates, but highly employable young professionals, which is why we've been awarded 5 stars for student employability in the QS World Rankings. You're the future. Make Newcastle yours.
Hello, Andrew. Welcome to Insights by IDP.
Hi, Razib. It's great to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Fantastic. So let's start with some of the recent changes that has been discussed all across the world in terms of international educations. We have seen that many of the interesting destinations have talked about and changes the policies. But in the meantime, UK seems like more stable. And I'd say that front runner in terms of the policy changes. So the first point will be if you highlight some of the key factors that makes UK more preferred destination for international students.
Yeah, it's a very good point. There have been quite a few changes recently, and I would say that UK is becoming, or is now, probably the most welcoming English-speaking international destination for international students. Although we haven't made any changes, so we've had the same graduate scheme for quite a long time. So if you come to study with us in the UK, after you graduate, you can stay for a further 2 years. You don't require a job in order to get this visa, providing you graduate. You can apply for this visa, and then that gives you the freedom and the flexibility to find the right job for you within those 2 years. So it's a great system. It's a great opportunity for international students. And you're absolutely right. There are other countries that are ending these schemes, or some political changes going on, but the UK, our doors are still open for international students, definitely.
So Newcastle University is the member of Russell Group of research intensive universities. And it would be great if you touch upon some of the specialty of Russell Group, and also what are the key factors that students should consider when they decide on study in UK, and Newcastle University should come in their top of mind.
Yeah, great question. So yes, the Russell Group is a group of institutions. They are research-led. They are all highly ranked. It's often compared to the Ivy League, if you want to think about it in the American system. But it's the top league of British universities. It is obviously they're all very highly ranked, but also it's to do with the research, as you've mentioned. They're research-led institutions. Of all of the research grants and the pot of money that's used by the UK government to give to universities for research, the Russell Group take up the biggest share of that money. It also means that if you're a student studying at a Russell Group university, your academics, your professors, your lecturers are active researchers as well, which is something that I think is very valuable, because it means you're getting what I like to call live education. You're learning what your professors are currently researching. So it's cutting edge, it's innovative, which I think is incredibly important and will add to your educational experience. Now, if you're looking to study in the UK and you have the means to study in a Russell Group university, meet the entry requirements and have the funds and so on, I would strongly recommend it. It's a 1-year master's degree or a 3-year bachelor's degree, and you'll have that for the rest of your life. You'll have that piece of paper with your degree and the name of the university on there for the rest of your life. So I would always say, invest. It may be a bit more expensive, but the quality is there, and the name of that institution will be on that piece of paper and on your CV for the rest of your life. Now, Newcastle is one of the founding members of the Russell Group, an excellent institution that offers, a wide range of programs. Something that I would say that sets Newcastle apart is the city. Newcastle is a beautiful city in the northeast of England. It has all the perks of a big city: an international airport, museums, castles, bridges, a Hard Rock cafe, an Apple store, all the important stuff. We even have beaches, some beautiful beaches not far away at all, 20-25 minutes away on the metro. But everything's close by. It's very safe, very friendly, and very cheap. So the whole city's walking distance. You don't need to get the bus or the metro anywhere. It's very friendly. It's safe for students. And most importantly, it's incredibly affordable. It's one of the cheapest places to live in the UK. Our rent is as little as £500 per month, including bills for city centre accommodation. So you can save quite a lot of money studying in Newcastle, but of course, it's still a beautiful city.
The scholarships opportunity. So it's just not only research, but also affordability and the recognition of the strength of the students and their outcome. In that perspective, they look for some of the scholarships opportunity. So Newcastle University, looking into that, how is positioned themselves?
Yeah, so we do have some excellent scholarships available. At the moment, we offer the Vice Chancellor's Excellence Scholarship, which is worth 50% for postgrad studies. And we're also currently offering a scholarship which is worth £7,000. You don't need to apply. If you're an international student from Bangladesh, you should be eligible for that scholarship, which is worth £7,000. And I think that's a really good deal. That's just for postgrad studies. This is a really good deal, but also bear in mind that the cost of living is so low. As a package over 12 months, you can really save a lot of money by studying in Newcastle because you've got low fees, but also low cost of living.
That's a wonderful news for Bangladeshi students, particularly those who intend to study in the master's level. So you have already touched upon the length of the study, like 3 years for undergrad and 1 year for master's. It's shortening the length of the study along with the quality. So Andrew, thank you for sharing the insights. Now, looking to the future down to the line, next 3 to 5 years, what are the courses students should consider in terms of employability?
Well, it's a good question. Obviously, it's up to you as a student what you're interested in studying, what your passion is, what careers you want to develop. I will say in particular, the fields that are in high demand in the UK labour market are anything to do with computer science, data science, coding, anything to do with computing. There is a high demand. Also, I'd say finance as well. Anything maths related or finance related, there's definitely some demand. And of course, probably an obvious one, anything to do with health sciences, psychology, medical sciences, medicine. There are public health. So those are probably the areas where the UK labour market's probably, there's the highest demand for people to fill those roles.
Okay, so thank you, Andrew, for like adding all these points. So I believe that the students or the future prospective student, they should consider and look into that one. So that will be a good source and to design or aspire for some of the courses that we have talked upon. So the last point out here for today's discussion would be like the students who are like going for study, international study, particularly for Bangladeshi students, they actually plan for something long term. Not only just in terms of the education, quality education, but also the career perspective, employability. So in that perspective, how is it the long-term plan-wise, what should be the steps for the students they should consider? Any thoughts around that after the study?
Yeah, so once you graduate, you can stay for two more years. So once you graduate, you can apply for the graduate route visa, which allows you to stay in the UK for 2 years. There are no job requirements. You don't have to have a job to get this or anything like that. You have, I mean, if you've already got a job lined up, great, but you don't have to. It's not a requirement. You have the time to find the right role for you. After that, what most students would then do is, say if they've got an employer, Procter & Gamble or EY, they would then speak to their employer and say, look, my graduate route visa is it will expire. Can you help me? Can you sponsor my work visa? And then that's how you would then renew it and go from there. This process has been in place since around 2019 to 2020. So we do have students who are now going through that process, who finished, done their 2 years, finished the program, done their 2 years, and now their employers are helping them find a job. Now then, these are the steps you would take, but there are things to be aware of. First of all, make sure when you get your job that your employer loves you and wants you to stay. You have to make yourself invaluable. That is what is going, because if you want to convince them to help you go through the process and stay for a long, long time in the UK, you must make sure your employer really values you as an employee. So that's an important one as well. But also, when you're a student, you have a careers service at Newcastle. All British universities have a careers service. Look for opportunities to do part-time work, to do some volunteering. Any experience is good, whether it's paid or not. Experience is incredibly helpful. It is a competitive job market, so you need to be, the education is important in order to get a job, but it's not the only thing. They will look at experience too, any other skills. So really, as soon as you get there, meet with the career service, prepare your CV, get some practice interviews in, and look for opportunities so that you can skill up and get experience whilst you're doing your degree. And that will make life a lot easier for you than finishing your degree and then starting to look for opportunities. You need to, as we say, sort of hit the ground running when you get to the UK.
Wow, that's a very good insights and the guideline for the students. So the last point to touch upon. So Andrew, if we want to say like 3 points or the 3 strategic points that should put Newcastle University in the top of the minds of the students, what that 3 would be?
Okay, so the first one would be the quality. We're a top ranked institution. We're in the Russell Group. That's an important one as well. The name Newcastle resonates across the world. If you have that brand on your CV in the future, that will make a big difference. I'd say the next thing would be the city. As I've mentioned, it's an incredibly affordable city. It's very friendly. It's safe. And the student experience there is really good as a city and also as the university. And finally, I would say if you're looking at cost, then Newcastle University, with the scholarships that it's offering and also the low cost of living, it's a really good deal. It's a really good deal. You can work on campus and off campus, and with low cost of living, it means you're able to be more self-sufficient as a student. If you were to work in a much more expensive city, for example, London, it is important to note that the salary will only marginally be higher, but the cost of living could be double or triple. So if you want to be more self-sufficient, live in a smaller place, but it still has all the perks of a big city, but really importantly, save some money, Newcastle's a very good option for you.
Okay. So if I summarize this one, Newcastle University for 3 points. Number 1 is quality education, being the part of the Russell Group. Cost of living, being this affordable city like Newcastle. And third point would be the employability in terms of long-term one. So thank you, Andrew, for joining us and sharing the insights of Newcastle University and Newcastle itself. I believe the students and the future students who are looking for study in UK, they should consider Newcastle University as part of their journey. To know more, please visit the nearest IDP office and see you in the next episodes.